Welcome, welcome back to yoga. All right, we're gonna start on our mats. It's a hot day, so we're gonna dive in slowly. Make sure you have water. I've got my water here. Keep sipping away as the class continues. We're gonna actually, if you guys want to grab a band or a strap, or if you have a sweatshirt or something that has long sleeves, we're gonna start using our bands, and we're literally just gonna start nice and easy, just holding our band or our TheraBand or our strap about shoulder distance apart, and we're just going to lift the arms all the way up above the head and then take them down. And if you have a strap, you can pull, even any kind of sweatshirt, give it a nice little gentle pull away from the hands so you've got that tension. And you're just gently waking up the arms and kind of loosening the shoulder joint here with just some breaths. And actually, speaking of breath, let's inhale for a count of 4, and then exhale for a count of 4. So this is a way for us to just connect and drop into the body with the breath and the movement of the arms. Just really simple. If you don't feel like lying down and doing this, you can do it in a seated position. And while you're inhaling, I want you to kind of visualize that you're actually kind of sipping the air. It's like a sip of air, and actually that air is connecting you to the universe, to everyone in the world. That sip of air, which we all use. And then on the exhale, it might not be so much of just an exhale, but also perhaps the letting go or a releasing of any extra baggage that's kind of weighting you down today. So with the sip of the universe, you refresh and reconnect with our interconnectedness, and with the exhale, you release and let go of any stale baggage that you're carrying around today. Good. And then take the strap or the band around the bottom of the ball of your foot. And we're just going to release. Put your thumb right here in the crease of your hip and just give it a little wiggle, maybe a little just jiggle here. So you really release in that hip joint. Couple big breaths here. See if you can lengthen the leg so it's not bent. I know that might mean that you're here, which is great. Still want to loosen that hip joint, stick that thumb right in there to the psoas. And just with the same idea of sipping in and letting go, we're going to lower and lift the leg. So inhale as the leg comes up, exhale as it goes down. Very simple mobility and breath. And I just love this visualization of one human being, one little body, our little body, taking a sip of the universe and then a letting go of anything that's weighing us down. And if you want, you can take a nice circle opening with a nice curve at the top, and then like you're tracing the capital letter D as in dog. So you go out and down and then up. So you would inhale as you go out, and then as you go down and up, you would exhale. Try to keep the opposite hip, the left hip, rooted in the ground. Try going the opposite direction now. Reverse that D. So go down and then out and up. Keeping that hip, those hips nicely rooted down into the ground. So you're really working that mobility in the joint. Couple more. And then when you're ready, let's just pull that foot towards the chest by bending the knee. If you want to grab hold of the leg, that's a good thing too. And then extend a couple times. So we're just inhaling and exhaling as we bend and straighten that leg. Notice what's going on with your chest and your neck and your jaw. Maybe you want to just kind of give your jaw a little massage, or open up the mouth and kind of relax. See if you can really drop those shoulders into the floor. Try and be efficient. We're just really trying to just wake up the hips. And actually, while we're here, let's wake up the ankles and just do a couple circles here. And go ahead and switch when you're ready. Just holding on to that leg, getting that thumb in the hip joint there. Give yourself a little wiggle, jiggle. Maybe some big sighs. And then inhale, dropping the leg. Exhale, lifting. Looking good. Reconnect with that breath. Try to be efficient with your movement. Relax everything that doesn't need to be working right now. And then trace that letter D. This time it's going to be an inverted D. So you go out to the left on the inhale, and then exhale down and up. And then reverse that, go straight down and then down and up on the curve. Rooting those hips, try to pull that right hip down as you move that left leg to the left. That's the core work right there, yeah? Subtle but real. And then just a few soft bending of the knee towards the chest, pulling the foot in, flexing that foot, and then releasing and extending. Maybe you even point the foot when you extend. Good. Go ahead and take that strap off and just hug both knees to your chest. I think we're gonna do some slow yoga today. That's what my body's calling for. So remember, this is your time. If you want to take things up a notch, you can always do that. I'm here as your guide. Grab hold of those toes or the outside of your feet. Let's just do a little happy baby, rocking back and forth, massaging that lower back on the ground. Good. Let's go ahead and plant those feet. We're going to inhale, and on the exhale, we're just going to go into a gentle half bridge. And then we can keep doing that. So we're going to inhale as we lower and exhale as we press up. I would do like a 3 count or a 4 count on this. So it's nice and controlled, slow and steady. On the inhale, we drop the pelvis. On the exhale, we press. Just opening up the psoas there at the top of the bridge, but really this is about waking up the glutes, the hams, quads. Gently pressing. All right, we're gonna try and do something here. Come on down with your hips. We're gonna do a breath practice, and we're gonna add in this bridge. So the breath practice is a 4 count inhale, a 4 count hold of the breath, and then an 8 count exhale. So we're gonna match that with this bridge movement. So what it's gonna look like is a 4 count inhale as you press up to the bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4. A 4 count hold of the breath at the top of the inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a slow descent, 8 count. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's going to be slower than that, but I was already down. So that's the breath pattern. So we're just pressing the pelvis up and down, but we're going to do that hold of the breath at the top. So this is really a mindfulness practice. We're just adding in the movement here. So let's go ahead and try. I would say let's do 3 sets, 3 or 4, and then we'll meet back up. Here we go. All right, let's roll over when we're done with that onto one side, and let's come up to sitting. When you're ready, go slow. Maybe get a sip of water. That's a really good breath pattern you can use anytime with any movement. You could add arm lifts, you could add, if you wanted, push up, but I love that 4 count and then a hold and then a slow exhale. Really helps us drop in to our letting go with that exhale. Let's just take the arms up here, kind of root our pelvis into the floor. Drop those scapulas. Take the left hand to the mat and let's just gently look under that right armpit. And let's just slowly round that right shoulder towards the floor as you slowly bring the chin down towards the chest and place the right hand on the floor. We're just looking down. Now feel that stretch along the right side of your shoulder, back, all the way down to your hip. See if you can just drop the chin to the chest. Woo. And maybe drop the chin, the head, the forehead towards the knee. And we're gonna spider woman all the way across. So keeping the head low, just walk the hands over the hands all the way to the other side till your left hand is reaching across your right knee. Drop down, root that left hip. And then place your right hand on the floor as you slowly open up the rib cage to look under the left. Root the left armpit, root the left hip, and then slowly come up. So we basically did just a nice curve forward, but we went super slow. Let's try that again. Big inhale, lift. Dropping those scapulas. Exhale, come over to the other side. Drop that scapula, hold here just for a minute, feel the stretch, looking under that armpit. Slowly, like a Butoh dancer, drop your chin towards the chest, which is gonna bring that left shoulder and round it down. Place the left palm on the floor. Breathe. See if you can even curve the back more so you can get that forehead reaching towards the knee. Slowly, like cat's paws, crossing over each other. Swoop across the front of the body, over the legs to the opposite side. See if you can place the palms on the ground while rooting the opposite hip down. And then slowly open up that rib cage to look under the armpit one more time. And then come on up. Wow, never done that slowly before. Let's just, since we're here, drop the knees to the floor, palms behind us, fingertips forward. Inhale. And exhale, press the hips forward and release the head back. And relax back to neutral. Let's take those legs out, give them a little shake, little rub down. And go ahead and uncross and recross with the other leg in front or underneath, whatever, or on top. Whatever you did. Let's place the hands on the knees. Inhale, arch, look up. Got to get the spine warmed up here. Exhale, contract back. chin to chest. Let's see if we can do a 5 count inhale and a 5 count exhale on this. Coming to neutral, let's just take that right ear to the right shoulder. Flex the palm, the left palm down towards the mat and place the weight of the right hand gently on the side of the head. Breathe. And gently switch sides. That flexed palm is going to help you rotate that shoulder out and down, which is going to give you a nice extra little yummy stretch in there. Good. And let's cross the right arm over the left, hugging ourselves, stacking those elbows on top. We're going to inhale, take the chin to the chest and lift the elbows. And then exhale, take the elbows down to the chest and lift the chin up. Nice and slow. You can actually pull your shoulders a little bit away from the scapula. Am I saying the right? I'm like, I'm overheating. Yes, scapula. That is what I meant. Oh, that looks good, Amy. Let's do what you just did. We're just gonna little twists right to left. Oh yeah, pulling those shoulders, chin to chest. And maybe even a little swing, a little heavy swing. Good. Go ahead and open up those arms, clasp the fingertips behind you. And you know what? This time, just for fun, don't clasp them the way you always clasp them. Clasp them the other way. Just see what happens. And then try to get the palms to touch each other and just send the hands down towards the ground, like almost resting on your sacrum. And if you can, lean back slightly, a couple inches. That's just going to engage your core, just enough so that you actually are working here. You're not just stretching, you're working. And also you're strengthening the shoulders. My triceps feel like they're kind of getting hot here. You can even do a little swivel here if you want, a little twist right and left slightly. If that feels good. Ooh, that just got hot. Shake those hands out. And then since we've got the opposite leg in front here, let's do our little hip opener. Fingertips towards the pelvis. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, the hips lift off the ground, maybe only a few inches, but that's all right. And we release the head back. And come on down. Shake those legs. Ooh. Go ahead and tuck the right leg in to the inner thigh of the left leg. The leg is slightly out on the diagonal, not right in front and not all the way to the side, just off the diagonal. Inhale, lift that right arm up, slide along the leg. Maybe grab hold of the toe and pull, keeping the chest open, yeah? Let's see if we can just stay here today. Drop that scapula down the back, look under the right armpit. Pull the left ear down towards the leg and use that hook around your toe, if you've got your toe or your ankle, just to kind of push yourself closer and closer. Ooh, when you really do that, you kind of use a lot of your strength. Ooh, switch sides when you're ready. Left arm comes up. Slide along, grab the toe, drop the scapula, root the left hip, pull. And I'm just kind of gently, gently, gently trying to get closer. My right ear to the right knee. And I'm doing that by pulling on my toe. I'm using my arm to pull my torso down. Whew. Wow. Good. All right. I think we're ready for some pranayama. We can do it seated or on your knees. I'm going to come to my knees. 20 breaths. Whatever feels right for you rhythmically. Have some fun. Play, play, play. We don't get to play with our breath too much, and this is a place where we can do that. 20 breaths. Three more. On that last one, interlace the fingers, send the palms to the ceiling. Give yourself a little no here with your head. Maybe a little side to side, and then lift those shoulders up, up, up the ladder. Maybe a little tilt to the left and a little tilt to the right. Ooh, yeah, that feels good. A couple more times. Create that space in the rib cage. Lean, and then maybe right here, let's just do a little arch, pushing the pelvis forward, tight booty, and exhale, come all the way down, swooping the arms open, forward, and into prayer. Big sigh. Take that right leg out. Keep the hands in front of you. We're just going to take the right leg, toes forward, and we're just going to do this little rock and roll here. Sending the pelvis back, which is going to give you an inner thigh stretch, and then coming up into a one-legged cow. That just sounds funny, or a cat-cow. Or a cat and a cow with a kickstand. How about that? That's even more interesting. Kickstand cow. And we're just rocking back and forth, giving that inner thigh a little tenderness, a little tender stretch. And when you're ready, switch sides. Toes forward. Also, this stretches your ankle when you come forward. Get a nice stretch along the outside of your ankle. Try to take some weight in your hands when you come up to all fours. Good. And then come on into regular old cat-cow, our bread and butter. Inhale as you arch and look up. Exhale as you round look down. And since we're really kind of stretching the breath today, let's see if we can do this in a 5 count also. We're going to add our mobility to this. So we're going to come into prayer. And then we're going to come all the way forward. Little push up. Chin, chest, come to the floor. Push up and then back into prayer. When you're ready. Inhale as you come up. And then exhale as you push into the floor. And give yourself a little moment in prayer. Good. I'm thinking, what was I gonna do? Oh, if this is too much on your knee, maybe, yeah, it doesn't feel too good. Let's come up to standing. All right, so let's tuck the toes and slowly come into down dog. We're gonna keep keeping it soft and slow, but we gotta get to standing. So a great way to get to standing is to come through down dog. And it feels good anyway. Walk that dog, treading the feet. Maybe let's lift both heels up towards the ceiling. And then try to keep your booty where it is while you slowly let the heels drop to the floor. So that's going to make you push out of your hands a little bit more and lift those sits bones up, 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 up towards the ceiling as you drop the heels slowly towards the floor. They don't need to touch, they just need to be reaching towards the floor. Oh, good. Let's take the right leg off the floor. Let's do our little, what is this? Scorpion. So I'm trying to I'm trying to shoot the top of my knee towards the floor, and I'm arching and trying to touch my toe to my head. Scorpion. So my toe is my scorpion tail. Come on down, switch sides. Top of the knee towards the mat. Try to touch that head towards the toe. And release. And let's just walk those hands and those feet towards each other. And go ahead and rest your elbows on your knees for a minute. Since we just did that nice scorpion stretch, we're gonna move the lower spine in the opposite direction. Grab hold of your thighs, underneath your thighs, and then send the lower back to the ceiling while you tuck your chin to your chest. Pull against those thighs. Get the belly button to move towards the spine. You're also stretching that upper back, the space between your wings of your upper back. Really try to get that low back towards the ceiling while you root your feet. Woo! And release. Go ahead and shake your head no here, and maybe a little yes. And then let's slowly, 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 bending the knees, vertebrae by vertebrae, come up to standing. Awesome. Wow. We haven't done a whole lot, and I feel sweaty. All right. We're going to do this little, it's a kind of a moving stretch. So our right leg is flexed in front of us. We're in parallel. Our toes are forward. We're going to inhale as we sort of slice along the legs, and that's going to give us a delicious hamstring stretch. And then we come up, big inhale, and then down again. Inhale. So as we come down, our standing leg bends knee over toe. And we're trying to lengthen the spine over that leg. Inhale. Whew, it's a balancing challenge as well. Exhale, lengthen the upper body over that leg. Let's do 3 more. Good. Now we're going to go the opposite direction. So we flat back forward and then roll up. You should feel this in your standing leg also. Yeah, it's doing a little mini plie. And we're challenging our balance. It's only the heel of the right foot that's on the ground. Last time. All right, shake it out. Whew. Maybe a little just circle of the pelvis. That feels really good. I don't know why, but it does. All right, little disco action. We're staying alive, that's for sure. All right, left leg out. Same thing, make sure those toes are parallel. Left heel is in the ground, left toes are up. We're gonna inhale, we're gonna come down, pouring our body down. The knee bends over the right toes, and then we come through the flat back to inhale back up. Three more. Now we're reversing it. Flat back. Roll up. Lost my balance. 3 more. Wow, interesting. All right. Shake out those ankles. And now let's just do a little standing pose tree. Let's just find our tree. Just to have a moment of stillness here after all of that flow. Sending the knee back. I feel like being in opposite. Sending my elbow out. Be symmetrical. Play with your tree, yogis. I mean, sometimes it's nice to just get in there and find it and just float in it, but sometimes it's also good to do something different. Maybe a little tilt, like oak tree blowing in the wind. And when you're ready, other side. I love it. I love it, you guys. Wow. So many different trees in the Zoom room. All right, that makes me happy. Let's grab our blocks if we have them. Woo. I want to do a pyramid, and then I want to do like a twisted pyramid. So let's come into that parallel position again. Feet kind of along the inside edges of our mat. We're going to inhale, standing nice and tall. I got my blocks ready. On the exhale, we're going to flat back forward. And we're just going to come into this pyramid. Find a comfortable position. It may be with your hands flat on the ground. I'm pulling my left foot is forward, by the way. My right is back. I'm pulling my left hip back. That's the thing about pyramid. We tend to want to bring the back hip back and the front hip forward. So we're trying to get those hips square. And when I do that, I immediately feel the stretch in my hamstring and my calf of that front leg. Now I'm really trying to just drop the torso over that front leg, drape it, maybe see if I can kiss that knee. You can stay here. If you want, you can do head to knee and take the hands behind the head. I recommend not closing the eyes here, keeping the eyes open. This is a really good pose for our digestive system. It's a very intense pose. See if you can breathe and use that. All of that breath and mindfulness that we had at the beginning of class, sipping in the universe, letting go of baggage and stale air, stale cobwebs in there. Rotate that rib cage forward and down. And then when you're ready, come on up. And let's just do a twisted pyramid here. So my right hand is on my block and I'm twisting and opening the left arm. Also a very deep pose, rigorous pose. Don't poo-poo the pyramid. The inverted pyramid. Oh. And when you're ready, let's actually just rotate the toes forward and just release. I'm gonna bend my knees into like a sumo. That feels good to me right now. So I'm kind of dropping my pelvis between my knees and I'm pressing my elbows into my knees. I have a pretty not very flexible Achilles, so I have to really open up the toes to do this. If this is not comfortable for you, don't do it. Whew. Yeah, Shore's doing just a great pyramid, just a kind of pull here. That looks delicious too. I might do that. And then let's use our core to come up. Take your hands to your waist. See if you can just slowly with a flat back come to standing. Using your core. Yes, exactly. Straight up. Keep going. Beautiful. We're going to do the other side. I've got my blocks. Now I've got my right foot forward, left foot back. Whew. Inhale, nice and tall. Try not to lock those knees. Yeah, we want to lengthen them, but slight micro bend. Exhale, flat back forward. I got to go slow into this pyramid. So I start kind of on the high part of my block and then I tip it over. Pull that right hip back. And then slowly drape the torso over that leg. Tuck the chin. Maybe take a little bit of weight off the hands. You can stay here, or if you want, take the hands to the back of the head. When you're ready, take the left palm to the mat and open up the right palm to the ceiling, looking over that shoulder. Twisted triangle, twisted pyramid, whatever. I'll have to look up the exact name. Don't poo-poo the pyramid. That's my new mantra. Ugh. All right, and then rotate those toes forward. And you know what, let's do here. Let's just do a little right knee over right toe, bending. The left hand reaches in front, little twist. Send the booty back and switch. And switch. And switch. Whew, good. Let's come on up again, hands to the waist. And we're just gonna lift that torso up like on a silver platter. Yeah. Great. I think we should do one more standing pose. You guys want to do dancer? Yeah, I got a thumbs up. Okay. So let's start with just a quad stretch. Grab the outside of the right foot, tuck the pelvis slightly, and then send the top of the knee to the floor. Send the elbow back towards the wall behind you and lift the opposite hand. You can stay here. This is perfectly delicious. I feel like my hip is just opening, my quad is engaged, my hamstring's getting a nice kind of activation. My arm is actually really getting a nice activation. If you want, You can do a little teeter top forward. I'm a little teapot with the torso. Push the top of the foot into the hand and then reach the top of the knee towards the floor. And then see if you can also have enough strength to come back through the quad stretch and then release. Whew. So don't hang out and dance for too long so that you can't come back with some strength. On this side, I have a really hard time holding my left foot. So when you switch, try to recreate that. Tuck the pelvis, send the knee to the floor, the top of the knee to the floor, engage that arm, send the elbow back. The opposite arm comes up. Pick something to focus on about 6 feet in front of you. And then if you want, cantilever your torso over that standing leg. See if you can rewind through the quad stretch and then release. Wow, look at us, dancer pose. All right, let's come down to the mats. Grab some water. Whew. Wow, you guys, it's 5:25. Okay. Let's just take the right leg forward. I'm gonna do it this way, see. So I'm on my left knee. I'm actually gonna roll my mat over so I have a nice cushion there. My right knee is up. My hips are right over my left knee. My left arm comes up. I'm pushing into the left hip. And I'm looking under the armpit. And try the other side. Push the other way. I don't know if that's going to feel as good, but might as well try it. Good. Other side. So I'm actually pushing them and moving the hip away from me. Open up the chest, look under that armpit. And then maybe the other side just for good measure. All right. Come on down onto your backs. Let's get into an L position, legs up in the air. I think we're gonna do Amy's abs, if I can remember them, because we really don't need much of those. I would say let's do 3. So Amy's abs, if I remember correctly, hands behind our head. We inhale, we crunch on the exhale, and then we inhale, the legs come together, and then we're gonna switch, crunch. So we inhale through boat, exhale, knee comes to forehead. Inhale to boat, exhale, knee, opposite knee comes to forehead. I think this is right, but this is what we're gonna do, even if it's wrong. Couple more. We really don't need many of these because our upper body stays off the floor the whole time. Oh yeah, that's not what Amy did, but that's okay. That's what we're doing. Couple more. I'm dripping. All right. Yeah. Go ahead and just rock back and forth. I think Amy lowered her upper body. Right, Amy? Yeah. She's going to have to teach me that one again. Go ahead and circle those knees around. And let's do a spinal twist. Let's send the left leg straight out. Hug the right knee to the chest. Cross it over your body. And look over your right shoulder. And recover, other side. Hug the left knee into the chest. Cross it over your body. Look over your left shoulder. And come up. Whew. And before we go into deep relaxation, let's just give ourselves a little face massage. What I want you to do is take your fingers and just kind of press along the eyebrow line and come to the temple and all the way back to the hairline. And then just do that like 3 or 4 times above the eyebrow, down to the temple and into the hairline. And then maybe down the sides of the nose and along the sinuses, the top of the cheekbones, and then out to the hairline. So down from the middle of the eyebrows, down through the sinuses, across the top of the cheekbones. And then maybe underneath the cheekbones to the ear, just like a 2 or 3 swipes. And then behind the ear, down along the jaw. Starting behind the ear, going along the jaw. Good. And then maybe just a few circles on that where the jaw comes together below the ear. And then let's open up the mouth nice and wide. Stick out the tongue. Say, ah. Ooh, that was a long one. Good. All right, we're going to do a silent Shavasana here. We've got a few minutes. I'm going to put the timer on. And we'll do like a 3-minute Shavasana. You can stay in Shavasana or you can come to sitting, and we'll close our practice with our hands in prayer. We're grateful today for our breath connecting us with the spirits and the celestial space with our sips. And we're grateful for our exhale that helps us let go, relax, give in, surrender. And we're grateful for our heart that keeps the rhythm of our life, and for our bodies that move us and house us and hold our stillness. The spirit in me salutes the spirit in you. Namaste. Thanks for coming, everyone.